What is up, guys? Happy Community Day. It's Swammer here, back with some more Great League action, and today, because it's Community Day, I am featuring Shiftry. And so I've actually tried Shiftry in a few different places in the lineup. I tried it as a safe switch, and I wasn't a huge fan. I tried it as a closer, and I didn't really like it as a closer either because I was forced to save at least a shield for it. Uh, and that just meant that it put me in some awkward positions against my opponents if they double shielded in an earlier matchup. I couldn't really match, knowing that I had Shiftry in the back. Uh, so after all that, I'm like, well, let's try it in the lead, and I think that that is actually where I prefer Shiftry, is in the lead. Um, that way you can guarantee he's got two shields if he needs them, and he does do fairly well in a lot of different matchups. So um, you guys might see that I'm using Snarl here. Bullet Seed is the Community Day move. You do not need Bullet Seed, and in fact, I'd say that Snarl is generally better. The matchups that Bullet Seed helps you out in is basically against Umbreon, and not really very many others. So Snarl is probably the preferred move. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video. Yeah, so Snarl being the preferred move is really good news for anyone that was not able to do Community Day or not able to evolve a Seedot during this time, because you do not, it's not a legacy move. So this first match I come up against Altaria, which is not very good for me. I want to build up a tiny bit of energy and go for a foul play to try and chunk this Altaria. And the goal of this foul play is to get it within Rock Slide range for Deoxys. So I switch then into Deoxys to absorb the Sky Attack. Definitely don't want to absorb that on Shiftry. Not going to shield, and hoping that they stay in this. However, they do swap out, and it's into Deoxys as well. So I'm going to just be going for Rock Slides. I have no way that I can win switch advantage here, not even if I double shield and they don't shield at all. So I'm just going to try and do as much chip damage as I can, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Shiftry. So not going to shield this. I should be able to get to one more Rock Slide. Oh, and they actually Thunderbolt me, which is good for me. That's a less energy efficient move, and I'm not able to get to a Rock Slide. So here I make a gutsy and perhaps inexperienced call with Shiftry. I try and farm down this Deoxys all the way, but that counter damage is really, really adding up. So gonna foul play whatever comes in. It is the Altaria. And then gonna swap into Azumarill, knowing that I've got a Leaf Blade saved on that Shiftry in the back. So glad that I've got that Leaf Blade saved. The Sky Attack coming in, and they swap. It is an Azumarill of their own, and I don't have Play Rough, so that's probably basically it for this match. I don't really have any way to come back against this Azumarill. Maybe if I can get the Shiftry in, Leaf Blade, and Sack, but they actually have Play Rough, so there's really no chance for me. Going for another Hydro Pump here. I'm not going to be dealing a lot of damage. Going to try and swap into Shiftry to get off that Leaf Blade. I do swap in, however, it's right at the same time as they're using a charge move, which means I've got a shield, because I definitely want to get this Leaf Blade off. It's going to do more damage than anything Azumarill has, so this is going to get their shield, and then in comes my Azumarill again, and I've got no way to win this. Ice Beam wouldn't be enough to take it out. I do get to it and we CMP tie. He wins the CMP tie, but it still wouldn't have been enough, and this player obviously takes me out. So close first match there. Definitely lost lead pretty hard, and just couldn't really recover after that. All right. Shiftry into Azumarill on this next one. This is pretty good for me. Expecting them to swap out. They swap out into Registeel. I'm going to go for the foul play. And then I'm just going to build up energy until they do a charge move. I'm going to shield the charge move and then bring in my own Deoxys. So shielding the Focus Blast, and then Deoxys is going to come in and start countering down. I should be able to basically counter them down. I might have to throw a Rock Slide. I don't think I can quite commit to the farm down, but that's totally fine. So I'm going to throw a Rock Slide. don't think I would have been able to farm them all the way down, and I definitely don't want them to get off another charge move. But they actually shield. So I'm going to go for a Psycho Boost again right away to make sure that, again, they don't get off another charge move. And now that shield is basically meant nothing. So this is pretty good for me. Yes, my attack is completely debuffed against this Azumarill, but I'm just going to get off as many Psycho Boosts as I can as chip damage. I'm expecting that they're going to try and build up to 2 Ice Beams, or, an Ice Beam and then a Bubble and then another Ice Beam, but I really don't want to give up switch advantage. And you can see that I'm able to actually chunk this Azumarill to about half health. So I think on the whole this was worth it. Maybe not, but tough to say. Then I go for Leaf Blade as soon as I come in against this Azumarill. They are going to be getting off an Ice Beam here, which I'm going to shield. And then I'm going to swap instantly on, oh, it's actually a Play Rough. I'm going to swap instantly knowing that they would get to another charge move before me. And they actually blind swap into Marowak, which is really good for me. I'm going to be able to get to this Hydro Pump before they get off a charge move, which will take them out, and then they're likely just going to surrender here. Yes, they do surrender. So that was good. Shiftry definitely was pretty key there, catching the Azumarill on the lead, and able to apply a lot of shield pressure, getting the Regishield at about half health with the foul play. So definitely a much better second match there. All right, jumping into the third match, and we come up against a Skarmory. So this is not a good lead. Want to swap into Deoxys as soon as I can. And they bring in Meganium. So this is actually pretty good for me because I have that Azumarill in the back. I definitely don't want my Azumarill against their Meganium. Gonna go for Rock Slide here. They do shield. And then I'm just going to build up to 2 Psycho Boosts. Not going to shield here. This Frenzy Plant gets me low, but doesn't take me out. Going to go for a Psycho Boost, hoping that they don't shield this. I really want to get them low. We do get them low, and we've got the second Psycho Boost, so this is either going to take them out or force the second shield. And we do force a second shield, so that's fine with us. Gonna come in with Shiftry, and just going to farm down. Don't need to shield this Frenzy Plant. I'll do about half my health, but definitely want to save that shield for something else. So able to build up a lot of energy on this Shiftry. Gonna foul play whatever comes in. It is Skarmory, so going to switch out into Azumarill as soon as I can. And actually, no, I don't switch out. I had the foul play there, but I over-tapped. I needed to under-tap that in order to get the second foul play off. So instead, the Shiftry goes down with all that extra energy. They have their own Shiftry in the back, so this is Caleb Peng's lineup. I'm able to shield the Leaf Blade and then drop the Ice Beam, which is going to be taking out the Shiftry. And guys, this is why it's really important to have shields on that Shiftry. Normally, it's... sorry, it doesn't quite take it out. It gets it very low. Normally, Shiftry into Azumarill is great, but if you don't have shields, that Ice Beam is really going to hurt. So then it's just the Skarmory coming back in. This Sky Attack isn't going to take me out, and I'm able to get to the Hydro Pump. I think an Ice Beam would have been enough, but I just wanted to make sure, and so I go for the Hydro Pump. So that's a good third game there. Won 2 of 3 now, so hopefully can keep that good momentum going. And definitely starting to feel a little bit better with Shiftry in the lead. And then we catch a Haunter lead. So this is great. Haunter used to give me all kinds of problems, but Shiftry is built for taking down Haunter. They do a great swap and swap on the Leaf Blade. So I'm going to swap now into my own Azumarill. Using the Leaf Blade isn't actually all that bad because it puts them in Ice Beam range. They are getting off a Sky Attack here. Just going to let that go through. And I'm going to build up a bunch more energy. I want to have almost 2 Ice Beams on this Azumarill. Dropping the Ice Beam now, they were about to get to another Sky Attack, so definitely didn't want to take that damage, and it does take them out, so that's good for us. I was expecting the Haunter to come back in, and it's Azumarill, actually, so I'm glad that I did not drop an Ice Beam there. Going to go for the Hydro Pump instead. Doesn't deal a ton of damage, and I'm happy to just let my Azumarill go down and come back in with Shiftry. So I'm not going to shield this. It is a Play Rough. I've seen a lot more people running Play Rough Azumarill. I should have gone straight for the Ice Beam. I was expecting it to take me out, but it didn't. Gonna drop the Leaf Blade now on this Azumarill. Should be getting it fairly low. We do get it low. Going to shield the Play Rough here. Actually, it's an Ice Beam. Sorry, gonna shield the Ice Beam. Also need to shield this charge move from Haunter. It's probably a Sludge Bomb or Shadow Ball. It is a Sludge Bomb. And then I'm just going to be going for Leaf Blades. Leaf Blade is going to be resisted, but it still does enough damage to take it out. Haunter is just so squishy. I have back-to-back Leaf Blades there. And the Snarl damage is actually really going to add up against him. You can't do this if you've got Bullet Seed on your Shiftry. So this is where one case where Snarl is really, really a lot better. So Shiftry goes down, but that's fine. I'm able to take it out with Counter because it's so low, and then I've got a Psycho Boost ready for this Azumarill coming in, and I'm able to finish up that matchup. So, good fourth match there. Catching the Haunter on the lead with Shiftry is great. That's a perfect situation, basically. You're able to outpace it to Leaf Blades, and your Snarls are dealing super effective damage. So getting into this last match here, we come up against Deoxys. So this actually is not great. I'm just going to build up to a Leaf Blade and then bail into my own Deoxys, just because that counter damage really adds up. So going to let this Rock Slide come through, and then I'm just going to be going for my own Rock Slides back. So building up a bit of extra energy, just in case he swaps out, and then really, this is just a race to those charge moves, see who can deal the most damage fastest. He actually goes for a Thunderbolt here, which is good. Thunderbolt is less energy efficient, so you definitely don't want to be going for Thunderbolts in the mirror matchup. We're able to get him quite low there. I probably could have invested a shield, but he actually switches into Azumarill, so this is good for me, because now I am safe to switch into Shiftry myself, and I've got a Leaf Blade ready. And I'm just going to start dropping Leaf Blades on this Azumarill, and he's switch locked, so I can stay in this matchup. They are getting off an Ice Beam here, so I'm going to go ahead and shield. Getting off another Leaf Blade here, making sure to build up a little extra energy in case he does not shield. I want to make sure that I leave this matchup with energy. He does shield again. Going for another Leaf Blade. This one is definitely going to get through because we've got all his shields now. Does quite a lot of damage, as you can see. I do go ahead and shield this Ice Beam. I probably could have let the Shiftry go down there, but I do force him to use his energy on Deoxys, which is totally fine. And now I'm able to come in with my Azumarill and get a little bit of head-on energy. And it's actually a Registeel in the back, so that one bubble is probably going to be important. Flash Cannon is going to deal a decent amount of damage. I'm going to be able to get to a Hydro Pump and get that through easily, but I'm going to need to sack my Deoxys in order to win this match, I think. So I'm counting. I do go ahead and switch in Deoxys to absorb the Flash Cannon, which is really good. I should be able to get to an Ice Beam, build up just a little bit of extra energy, and then they do a great swap themselves. Able to sack their own Azumarill and get off one more Flash Cannon against me. That's okay. This is not going to take me out, and I'm going to be able to get to another Ice Beam. So that was a super, super close match. I had a great sack swap, and then my opponent also had a great sack swap. So that was really well played on both sides, and really happy to come up with the win, because that was a great play by my opponent there. So yeah, that's Shiftry. He's quite good in the Great League. He is very squishy, but he deals a ton of damage. Leaf Blade is one of the best charge moves in the game, so in the hands of a Pokemon like Shiftry, who can generate energy quickly, who has a high attack stat, it does a lot of damage. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time.